Hey, Jenny. Thanks for being here with me today.
Hi, Kimberly. It's so great to be here. Thank you for having me.
I am so glad to have you. I love the work that you're doing. So, Jenny's not just a vegan, Jenny is an empowerment coach, and she's focused on body positivity and totally amazing things. And I can't wait to get to that. But I always love to start with tell us about your vegan journey.
Awesome. I'd love to. You've probably had guests say this before that I just never expected to see myself here before. And a super funny part of that is not that long ago, let's say 3 years ago, I was, I'll get a little more, maybe 4 years ago, I was in the midst of owning my own dessert company. And I had a van. So it was it was like a food truck.
Mhm.
And I did all kinds of events at colleges and businesses, community events. And every once in a while, I would get asked, "Do you have anything vegan?" And I admit, I fully own this now. I was arrogant and narrow minded and really cynical in my response. And I was like, no, no, you can go to Whole Foods and get an apple because right here, you butter, eggs, cream cheese, milk chocolate. So bye. And my attitude was like, what could possibly be delicious or um inviting about a vegan dessert? Okay, so that was me like 4 or 5 years ago in the midst of my business. That's that aside. So as for my vegan journey, really it started with the work that I began to do on myself with respect to my disordered eating and body image issues and exercise obsession, fighting chasing that the mirage of
Mm.
a smaller body or a better life. Um, and so the whole dieting world consumed my life for a good 30 years, from like early teen, like preteens, tween, I guess like we call them tweens now,
Mhm.
up until very recently. And so nothing different from the average dieter, lots of diets, Overeaters Anonymous, fasting, pills, both over the counter and prescription, um, the exercise obsession, the constant comparison, the feeling like dirt, the hanging motivational things in the pantry, on the fridge, at the mirror, the obsession with weighing both my food and my body, whatever, apps and trackers and
Mhm. Yeah,
all of that.
a lot.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
and then choosing the business that I did to make desserts was really consciously, subconsciously, a combination of both, a way to immerse myself in the temptation.
Mm.
So like playing with, oh, can I resist this? But also knowing full well I'm not going to.
Mhm.
But then finding myself in this interesting place of only eating dessert and buttercream and junk while I was baking and losing weight because I was actually not eating food
Mm.
during that period of time. So Lord knows what I was doing to the the inner of my
Right.
body. Yeah, the systems that
Mhm.
were like, keeping my brain working and all that. Um, yeah, and fueling the disorder.
Mhm.
So anyway, I got rid of the business just because it was time. It was actually quite grueling on the body. And my kids were having different needs that I wanted to be more available for. And so I really coincidentally was wrapping up my business just as the pandemic started. I mean, I really was in like the final stages at the end of 2019. And then, come spring 2020, it was like, I'm done. Hard stop.
Mm.
which was perfect because the world
Yeah,
said hard stop.
sure
Yeah,
did.
whether you like it or not. So it was perfect. I had sold my van and everything was good. And I found myself, those prior years of eating all the junk and was really balanced well with my gym obsession. So I was able to curb the weight gain and just sort of stay in a holding pattern.
Hmm.
Totally messed up in my head. And again, God knows what the insides were doing. But on the outside, things looked okay. So here I am home now trying to come up with some sort of exercise regimen to replicate what I was getting at the gym. Now I'm home with my kids and my husband and the noise and and of course, like so many people put on the COVID-19.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm scrolling Instagram and I come across an ad that for a binge eating coaching
Hmm.
program. And, I've done so many programs. So it's like, all right, I'm just so used to clicking like pay now, buy now. Okay,
Yeah.
sure. Like, especially if it looks like a good deal,
Mm-hmm.
okay. Like, am I willing to lose this amount of money to try? Sure. Sure I
Right.
am. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm guilty of that too.
right. I mean, how many times have I dropped like $25 on uh hydroxycut, or I don't know if I'm allowed to drop names, but
That's
things
okay. Yeah.
like that are like, oh, get thin quick schemes.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, all right, well, this is a coaching program. This looks, and all of the questions and messages in this ad were written for me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm obviously written for a lot of people,
Yeah.
but in that moment, I'm like, oh my God, she's talking to me. This is
Yep.
for me. And so easy, buy now, PayPal. And that was the start. That was the start of my exploration of my patterns, my conditioning, all that deep, dark stuff that why is my default when I'm stressed to go to food? What am I avoiding feeling? What am I trying to numb? What am I all the stuff?
Yeah.
So I did the work and it sucked. And what happened in there is, lo and behold, I developed a liking of myself
How
and
about that?
yeah, a newfound interest in healing.
Mm.
And it's no coincidence that about 6 months into that deep inner work, I found myself sitting down to watch a David Attenborough movie. I can't even remember which one because they're all so good. But one of the Our Planet or
Right.
I think it was like My Life, where he goes through the 60 years or however many years of
Oh,
his
okay.
work. Did you see that one?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so it's
No,
super
I'm
cool
making
because
a note.
because it shows he started his documentarian work back like 60 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Say he was 30 and then he was 90 when this movie came out. And so what the movie did is showed the planet stats of the planet each decade since he began his work. So
Okay.
basically how much worse off the planet is
Right.
with each decade progression.
Scary stuff.
And I mean, like how much, pollution and how much rainforest devastation and, the amount of extinction and just all the stuff, all the
Mm-hmm.
stuff, all the stuff. So, I mean, preaching to the choir here.
Right.
So at the end, he didn't come out and say it, but it was read between the lines of like, okay, viewer, unless you want this planet to really implode like tomorrow, here's what you need to do. Stop everything that you're doing and do something different, which probably means stop polluting, stop eating animals, grow some plants, like just, your basic
Yeah.
good human stuff. And I remember my husband and I looking at each other and we were like, oh God, like, I think we need to go vegan.
Ah,
Like that was that was the takeaway. That was the big
yeah,
takeaway
that's
from that movie.
amazing.
Like, he didn't use the word
Hmm.
in the movie, but we looked at each other like, what other choice do we have here? Like he kind of said, people are ruining the planet because of eating the animals, and then this whole ridiculous cycle of ruining the land to breed animals for rich people to eat, while so much of the planet is stuck in poverty and famine, unable to eat the stuff that's grown to feed the animals that rich people eat. So, right. And the crazy thing is, I mean, I even went on a girls' trip last summer. I'm totally off topic here, but you know, because I'd already gone vegan. So that movie, go vegan. Mm-hmm. So last summer, I went on a girls' trip to Nebraska. Random choice. That's where this beautiful Airbnb was. And it was truly like Wizard of Oz, like right smack in the middle of a farm.
Okay.
Nothing else around but cornfields and soybean fields. And so here I am walking with my girlfriends through, we're taking a little I don't know, made our own corn maze kind of thing. I don't know. We're walking the perimeter of the cornfield. And I pull off an ear of corn. Now, I live in New Hampshire. We have we have farms here, but there was just something interesting about being in Nebraska with the corn. Like, right. Okay, let me grab an ear of corn. This is really Insta worthy. Someone make a reel of this. I'm shucking the corn right there. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, nature's bounty. Like, this is so amazing. And I'm like, and the girl who's local to Nebraska was like, no.
Oh.
Like, you can't eat that. That's not for human consumption. That's been sprayed with so much pesticide and junk. That's for animals. That's not for you. There's miles and miles, acres of cornfields and soybean fields. Oh, but these aren't grown for humans to eat, which, as we know, those are hearty foods, filling, nutrient-dense foods that would probably help sustain many of the impoverished, hungry people on the planet. But no, those are being fed to animals who are bred and slaughtered for rich people to eat. So it's just so my long story is, my disordered eating led me to working with a coach who led me to find the love for myself, which put me in the right I don't want to say mindset, because it's the right energy to receive the message from that movie. And finally, for the first time in those 30 years of dieting, an onlooker would see veganism as one of the most restrictive diets, air quotes, diets that I've ever been on. And yet there is nothing restrictive feeling about it.
Yeah.
For the first time in my life, I didn't feel deprived. And because I am a consumer of the vegan junk food, I'm not whole food plant-based. I do partake of packaged foods and faux meats and whatever we want to call them.
Me too.
No, I mean, I enjoy them. It's not because I'm so obsessed with red meat that I need to have Impossible Burger to feel that. No, I like the taste. I do enjoy it. And, it, I don't know, makes tacos fun and whatever. And I get to feel like I'm participating, and, it relieves that sense of lack
for sure
that might come up. But all those years of dieting and counting and feeling so at war with my body and showing up in public, and oh my God, I'm showing my arms and they're flabby, and all the years of caring about that. Once I accepted my place, like, again, I did the work on the compassion and the self-love and the healing and acceptance and looking at all those wounds, so that when this concept of, what do we call it? Just the mistreatment is not the right word, but all the wrongness
Right.
of the animal agriculture industry, the animal for consumption, animal for use, for, human sovereign, big bad human to use. I was able to accept that and finally not give a hoot about what my outward appearance is.
Mm.
Not that I'm trying to be bigger. No,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not, purposefully gaining weight to prove a point,
Right.
but I don't care if I do. And I remember someone asking, I was still in the like working with the coach and doing my healing. And I had made the switch to veganism. And someone said, would you still choose this way of life, way of eating, if you knew for certain that you would gain weight? And it was like, hell yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not a question. And when I think of myself saying that versus the decades of walking by storefronts and like, checking myself and, in the
Mm-hmm.
rear view mirror and all of that, it's like I'm so sad for myself for the way that I lived, knowing how much love a person can feel when they release
Yeah.
and not release animal suffering, because I can't do that, but when I stop contributing to
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I got goosebumps.
it. That was a super long introduction. Hope you didn't have any more questions.
No, that was beautiful. And thank you for sharing your story. I hear a lot of myself in that. I started dieting when I was like 11 or 12. And then, I think even by the time I was 13, it was like slim fast shakes, that kind of
Mhm,
stuff.
mhm.
And yeah, I had 1 year, I think 8th grade, where I had like really slimmed down. And I thought, oh, I'm so pretty. I'm so like everyone's gonna like me and I'm gonna have so many more friends now that I look like this. And then, like 2 years later, I'd like gained all the weight back and it just kept going. And I spent just like you spent all this time just like constantly checking and starving myself or taking pills or killing it at the gym. And I I too feel like sad. Like, oh my gosh, like you were just beating yourself up for no reason. And I had the binge eating disorder. I never threw up, never made myself
Right.
throw up, but oh my gosh, I would black out. I'd
Yeah.
have these moments where I would like come to essentially surrounded by packages of food.
Damage.
Yeah, no recollection of buying the food and then no recollection of eating it. And it just, the the feelings of no one's going to love me because I can't get this under control. And how can I continue to show up in the world looking the way I do? And it's just so sad because yeah, now I'm so full of love and compassion and it fills my heart with so much joy to know that I'm doing something different and I'm not contributing to the animal suffering and I'm telling my story so hopefully other people will say, "Oh, I
Yeah.
don't want to contribute to that either." And now I spend less time worrying about, do I look fat in this shirt? I don't really care.
Right. And I'm sure there are a lot of, I know the I don't know if it's still accurate. I feel like I just heard on a podcast that Beyonce is vegan, or, there's definitely some very attractive, very slim fit vegans out
Right.
there. Good on them. Great. Um, I don't care. That's not my aspiration.
Hmm.
And I don't know. I wish we could just spread this message of authenticity and love, because I'm hard pressed to find a girl out there. I say girl, I'm sure there are men, but all I know is who I am.
Hmm.
So, to find a woman out there who is killing herself at the gym, um, counting, tracking, using the apps, all that,
Hmm.
and really feeling so much love for
Right.
themselves. I just, if she's out there, I hope she contacts me, because I'd love to hear her story of how that jives.
Yeah.
Because I don't think we do those things because we're so full of love for ourselves.
Right. Yeah, I would agree with that.
And it's an interesting path. Obviously, I said I did the work on myself to open up to compassion, and like, how can I feel this way about myself and yet consume flesh? But I imagine it could go the other way. Maybe you start off having that sense of like, this is wrong, I'll stop eating animals. Oh, and wow, like now I feel so much love, and I'm going to stop dieting too. Because I'm sure there's vegan dieters.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I see in
If
different
it's
groups.
Beyonce, I mean, I imagine she's probably tracking.
And that's exactly, so with Beyonce, my understanding is that she follows a plant-based diet, but like she's still wearing fur, she's buying leather shoes, like, so she's not vegan per the definition of the word.
Distinction,
Yeah.
that plant-based versus, because I know there's that whole world of whatever WFPB.
Yeah.
and then you throw in the NSSS, and it's like, okay, fine, like, and whatever it is, no salt, sugar, oil, and
SOS. Yeah.
Thank you.
Welcome.
And it's like, okay, that's great. Again, that's great. That to me, that swap the letters around and it spells diet. Like that's what that sounds like to me. And that's why I'm like, oh my God, I ditched dieting in such a mindful, intuitive, embodied way that, yes, I had to literally chuck my entire wardrobe and start over, because I'm bigger. And it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. And it's like, I love shopping and using my Bunny app and or not even having to. It's great when the products themselves say cruelty free and I don't even have to do the work. I love that. and I'm just, to know like, wow, I can eat. I mean, I always could, the coulds and the, but I can eat potato chips and love them.
Yeah.
Because they're only potato, salt, and oil. Like, that's so great. like, animals harmed in the process.
Yep. And you don't have to hate yourself for eating them.
Right.
Like, how many times in your life, because I know there's been many in mine, where I've looked at the bottom of the potato chip bag or ice cream container and just hated myself so much.
Shame. And, from a vibration standpoint, because I'm in this hippie dippy coaching world where we talk about energy, and I'm not a mindset coach. I'm not a accountability coach. Like, I've had people say to me, like, all right, will you check in with me and make sure that I did my to-do list? Nope, I will not. I'll send you loving vibes that you do what feels right for you.
Right.
If it means checking off stuff, like I hope that fits nicely into your day where you can also take care of yourself. But I'm in this energy world. And so I pay it, not always. I'm flawed. I fall off my plan and I spin out and I yell and I have those moments of, oh, I do kind of look a little like chinny here today. and then I'm like, I pivot and I'm like, and who cares? But it's interesting to think about vibration, because, okay, guilt and shame are like the lowest vibrational emotions. And wouldn't you know that I know your example was potato chip bag, but the lowest vibrational foods are animal products.
Yep.
And it's nuts to me when I think about the dieting, the weight control industry, which, is a bajillion-dollar industry. These programs, all of the prepared, the Nutrisystems and all the Weight Watchers that I've done a trillion times. And, I know these plans like the back of my hand.
Yeah.
The best ways to score the best,
Okay.
the best way to find victory in these programs is by eating animal products. Like I remember, now I know they've changed their ways, but I think the last version of Weight Watchers that I did, it's like white meat chicken was free.
Really?
Like free 0 points, let's say.
Yeah. That doesn't make any sense.
But beans, high carb beans.
Oh my gosh.
They counted. And so
it's
like
the fiber.
Right. And the protein and the everything and the every nutrient and magnesium and like you said, fiber. I mean, yeah, where's my fiber in chicken, lean chicken?
Right.
And it's like, and I remember doing a cleanse. I don't remember his name, Alejandro something. And I'm sorry if he hears this and wants to, hate on me. He's connected. It was related to that Gwyneth Paltrow Goop.
Okay.
So it's clean. The book was called Clean. And you follow the plan. And I don't know, I think my husband and I gave it, like, I don't know if it was supposed to be 28 days and we did 21. And it's like, they're pushing the chicken, and I think you could even have maybe some dark meat chicken or chicken skin. Cause I actually remember going to a restaurant, like going for a girls' night, they're all splitting the fries. And I was like, oh, I can't have the fries because that's not on my clean cleanse. My clean cleanse, because don't say it just once. You gotta say it
that's
twice.
Right.
Yeah.
Drive that point home.
Yes. It was okay for me to have chicken, but I couldn't have potato. And so again, like we're perpetuating the diet and animal consumption. Those worlds are so intertwined. And then throw in the money train, and it's
right.
Yeah, that's a soapbox that I find myself standing on quite often.
Well, it's an important one to be on, because my goodness.
Really, even my kids' school, the cafeteria has the milk posters. The milk mustache posters.
Yeah.
Because Taylor Swift says that she gets her strong, healthy smile and her long legs because of drinking milk. No, she doesn't.
No way.
But let's teach young girls that that's how it happens.
Right. My gosh.
And let's subsidize school lunches with dairy milk and not soy milk. And
yeah, there's so much work to be done.
Yes, yes, there is. Yep. So I'll just do my part.
Yeah, that's all we can do, right?
Yeah.
We share our story when we get the opportunity, and we keep planting seeds. That's what I always say. We never know. We just plant those seeds.
I know.
Might not be ready to hear the message right now, but maybe eventually.
I know. And I'm so excited because I have this delicious dinner waiting for me that oh yes. I mean, like when we're done, I'm going to town.
Well, please tell us about it.
Yes. I am a big fan of the Whole Foods hot bar.
Okay.
And this is also a huge step for me because back in my dieting days, I used to meet my good friend for lunch periodically. We liked Whole Foods because, the salad bar and the hot bar, so many choices. And we would do Weight Watchers together. We were dieting buddies, and I would opt for the salad bar because, that's what dieters do. Let's go to the salad bar.
Gotta eat a salad.
Yep. And I would load it up with all the vegetables. Because luckily I did. I know you said something like when you went vegan, you didn't like the vegetables.
Nope.
But I did like vegetables. I grew up with a a lot of produce in the house. And my father was obsessed with this local farm and was always picking up stuff on the way home from work. So fine. I loved the vegetables. I mean, I also grew up having, brownies every night too, but with a glass of milk.
Of course.
Chocolate brownie with a glass of milk. Milk that was delivered by our local farm because, and of course, having this image of like the cows in the pasture and thinking that you just always milk cows, like cows always produce milk.
Right.
Because that's what we're taught.
Yep.
Anyway, I digress. So I would go to the salad bar, get my salad, load it with like the chicken breast, and I'd throw on some cheese and call it a day on my salad. And my friend, even though she was doing Weight Watchers too, she had a much more practical, like a much more reasonable approach to dieting. Like she would say to me, okay, so you eat that giant salad, which of course, all that roughage and stuff, I would feel full and kind of bloated afterwards, which I thought was good. Like that's, that must mean I'm satisfied.
Right.
And not realizing like an hour and a half later, I'm ready for lunch again. And here she was having a satisfying meal that, yes, she did have an animal protein. Like she might have gone for the chicken thighs, but she also would grab sweet potatoes and like roasted vegetables. And she'd have this complete meal. Like if you think about the old, 3-part tin, TV dinner, like she had her starchy vegetables, she had her her other vegetables, her cruciferous vegetables, and her animal protein. And she was satisfied until dinner. And so now I actually, like, I've embraced the hot bar and I've embraced all that, not that I'm going for as much fatty fried crap that I can find, but I allow it. Like I got this rice that they have, this lemon rice that I love.
Okay.
And I do love their French fries. They are like, I said to my daughter, I'm like, what makes these so good? Of course. She's like, I think there's crack in them. Okay. Well, they're just
That's one way to do it.
There's a lot of salt. And I know there is a lot of salt. They're just very crispy. I don't know, very good fries. Got some other potatoes, they had a couple different kinds of cauliflower. And then I went over to the cold bar, the salad bar, and they had some, again, I'm sure they were fried, but they had the cubes of tofu that were coated in something. And I'm like, that looks delicious too. Got to round out the meal. Like I've got my rice and my vegetables and potatoes and a lot of starch on there. But then, what's great is, I found a doctor. So I got a new doctor. Sorry if I'm like hijacking your plan.
Oh, no. Perfect. Keep going.
So I got a new doctor last year, and it was really important to me after my whole transformational energetic journey. I needed a doctor because my doctor at the time had prescribed me with weight loss medication, like the obesity drug. And I was never obese. My best friend, the one that I would go to Whole Foods with, she had a lot more weight on her than I did, and she couldn't get it. And she's like, how did you get that medication? I've been wanting that. And I'm like, yeah, my doctor just gave it to me when I said, hey, can I try a weight loss med? And so here I was taking some really heavy, I was getting the most severe headaches at the base of my skull. Like that's when I was like, okay, Jenny, what are you doing in the name of vanity? This is messed up. Like, it was like skull crushing. Like these headaches from this medication to lose weight, when maybe it is really important for someone to take that medication if they are severely obese, trying to get to the point of weight loss surgery or something. Maybe it serves a purpose. I don't want to totally trash big pharma, but I usually do.
Me too.
But anyway, so it was important to me after going through this journey. I'm like, okay, I cannot go back to the same doctor that willingly gave me weight loss medication.
Yeah.
So I actually used a vegan Facebook group, New Hampshire vegan vegan Facebook group. And I'm like, does anyone see a doctor? Is there who has a vegan doctor? And someone posted a name. Now, I don't know the girl that posted the name, and I didn't know the name of the doctor, but the doctor was near me, like 15 minutes away.
Nice.
And so I was like, all right, I'm going to trust, Susie Vegan, because why not?
Yeah.
I have no reason not to. And before I met with this woman, I looked her up. I watched, there was a little video of her on the hospital website. Great. I felt like introduction to her. I wrote her a letter and I explained my history of dieting and disordered eating and my shift to compassion and veganism. And I'm like, here, before I come in, are you the right fit? Because if you read this letter and you don't I'm like, if I come in and you tell me I need to drop weight, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Yes, check my metrics and watch my, the markers and all that. But I don't need weight loss advice. I don't need any kind of criticism like that. And she was the most amazing person.
Oh, it's wonderful.
And yeah, it was I don't even know how I got on the tangent of talking about my doctor, but do you remember? I love, and I've listened to podcasts where people do that, where they're like, I don't know, I think it was you even, there was one where you said, I don't know how we got, or your yes, I don't know how we got on that. I'm like, I do. I remember what you said 5 minutes ago.
We go where we're supposed to go. Don't worry about it.
But it's just so important to find people who align with your values, because we're surrounded by so much negative messaging. And, I love to tell people there's just so much choice. You do have choice for yourself.
Yeah.
I can't make the world go vegan, but I can choose my healthcare professional. And she's vegan. And so she understands. Oh, I was going to say I remember back when I was talking about my dinner of rice and carbs and starch, and she actually recommended right away. She's like, okay, well, I'm not going to tell you to lose weight or anything like that. If you care, if you are looking for a plan, I highly recommend the McDougall starch solution. But you do you. And so I looked at it, I did get the book from the library and I perused it. I wasn't ready for it. And that's okay. I know people who are obsessed with it. I can't remember if you had the guest or if I listened to so many podcasts, but someone was like, I'm onto that now. And was it your guest?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it was your childhood friend.
Yep. Yeah. Yes. I was going to say, I think it was my friend Laura.
Yes. Who, and I loved that. I loved her story. And that's great that she's ready to now enter into the, lose the weight or she was talking about giving her kids the nuggets. And I'm like, I love the nuggets. And it's funny because you're like, you asked her what her favorite was. And I know you were talking New Jersey stores or New York stores.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know that one, but I'm obsessed with dino nuggets for anyone who knows what those are. Do you have dino nuggets? All right. So one of my local stores only sells the chicken.
Oh.
But one sells the non-chicken, the meatless dino nuggets. And to me, those are the best.
I'll keep an eye out for those.
I bought them for my kids when I was trying to get my whole family to go vegan. And they did not choose to join me. Nor did my husband, who watched the David Attenborough movie with me.
Oh, okay.
It lasted a few weeks, and he was miserable.
He wasn't ready.
I know.
Maybe one day he will be.
Maybe one day. And immersed in the traditional Western medicine world. And so is the majority of his family. Not that you have to be, because my brother is just like one of those salt of the earth, hardworking middle America guys. And you got your meat and potatoes there too. So it's definitely an uphill climb for me. But yeah, I bought the dino nuggets for the rest of the family, and I'm the one that eats them. And now I deliberately buy them for me. Yes. And like when I'm having a night where it's like, okay, everyone's having, pizza. What do I get to eat? I throw my dino nuggets and my frozen Alexia French fries in the air fryer, zhuzh it up, and there's my gourmet meal. And I couldn't be happier.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, it checks every box of like indulgence, comfort, allowance, because there's just, I don't live with restriction anymore. So
that's wonderful. Yeah. The freedom to just eat however we feel like eating in that moment, and not beating ourselves up about it, and just being like, it's okay. It's just dinner. Like we don't even have to say that. Right. You don't even have to say it's okay.
Right. Because the only thing I care about is that I am not doing harm.
Yeah.
And it's like nothing else matters to me.
Yep.
In that moment of consumption, it's like, it doesn't like, okay, so it's French fries. And for a huge majority of my life, I thought that was bad. I labeled that bad, when the shift for me, like the only thing bad is hurting an animal,
right,
for my own pleasure.
Yeah.
Where did we decide? God, anyway.
I know. It's difficult, right? We think about like, how did we get here? How do we get people to see it differently? It's tough, but it's just, we've got to just do what we know is right for us. And we hope that people come along for the ride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's, it's interesting. I had an incident in a local restaurant, and it's upscale. I haven't been vegan for as long as you, or as long as some other friends of mine. I mean, it's only been a year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
But I have, and it's all been during COVID. So it's not like I've been jet setting on my, world vegan tour. But, I get out a little bit, and I have gone on several vacations despite it being pandemic. And so I've been to, I want to say, 2 foreign countries in the last year and a half. Like since being vegan, I have traveled out of the country twice. No issue finding not just food to eat, but delicious food to eat.
Yeah.
I mean, we went to Costa Rica on a family vacation that was supposed to be pre-pandemic. And it was one of those like, okay, we pushed it out as long as possible, use it or lose it. Mm-hmm. So we went, and, I just would walk around, soy vegano. And I'm like, anything, I don't care as long as it's vegano. And they'd bring me these beautiful plates of fruit and rice and beans and plantains. And I'm like, okay, as long as these were not cooked in butter or animal fat, or I like whatever you need to do.
Yeah.
And so then I go to this local restaurant, upscale. I mean, you would think I was asking them to like go out, and that I was asking the world, and I'm giving them ideas. I'm giving the waitress. I'm like, okay, you guys already make a flatbread. Can you do a flatbread with just vegetables? Okay. You do pasta. Can I get pasta primavera? Okay. You do baked potatoes. Can I get a baked potato with some broccoli? Like, I'm giving you all the ideas.
Yeah.
My experience. I mean, we even went to the Hamptons. I'd never been to the Hamptons before. You're in that area, like that geographical. Okay. The Hamptons, kind of nice. Right.
Yeah.
I went to the Hamptons last summer. Every restaurant I encountered, it was like, oh, the chef would love to create something for you.
Yeah. That's how it's supposed to be.
Right.
Chefs should be excited about this stuff.
Right. Go off menu and create a
Yeah.
satisfying meal for you. Okay, great. This restaurant, I mean, I was ready to go hungry. And we were going to I think we were going to a show, a concert or something that, yeah, we were going to see Journey. I do remember.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was like, okay, we're kind of pressed for time. Like, I can't sit and argue with you, but you guys have a lot of vegetables. But no, I'm not ordering the salad with steak, remove the steak, and still charge me $17 for the salad. That's not okay with me. Come up with something, because the only vegetarian thing on their menu was falafel, that I know people waver on this one, but cooked in the same fryer as chicken and fish. And I actually got sick from that. So it's not that I'm such a stickler that I'm like, oh, on principle, it can't be used. No, for now, it's like a health thing. Like,
yeah,
I don't want the cross contamination. And also I don't want my falafel cooked in your chicken grease. That's freaking gross. But anyway, that aside, it also is not going to work well in my system. So, yeah, it was just a battle. And so they came up with something tooth and nail. And I said a couple of days later, I'm like, I'm calling the general manager, because that was a painful experience. And I'm not trying to be difficult. I'm actually less difficult now than when I was dieting and saying like, okay, I want that sandwich, but no avocado, no aioli. Can you make sure that the bun isn't toasted with butter? Like the things that I would say. Now I'm just like, make me anything that doesn't have animal, anything at all. You throw it together. Whether you want to put like mango and pickles on the plate, fine. Just as long as it doesn't, have any egg with it. And so when I called the general manager of this place, he was horrified, which was great.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm a vegetarian. What do you mean? And I, go eat at your restaurant, dude.
Yeah. Good luck.
Right. Said, don't get that waitress, because she was so frazzled. Again, like I was asking her to go, mine for diamonds or something. Like, I don't know. You guys have a lot to choose from back there. Can you just, I don't know, give me a bread basket. Okay. At this point,
anything. It is amazing, because especially at these upscale restaurants where these chefs, and I know that these restaurants get very busy and it's a very high stress job. I don't discount that at all. But at the same time, if someone comes to you and they need something, they wouldn't react to that if you had said, I have a peanut allergy and there's peanuts in all of these things, and I just want to put together a potato with some broccoli, right, because there's no peanuts there,
so that I don't die.
Yeah. Can you do this? And they'd be, of course we can do this. No questions asked. And so, we're not going to die if we consume animal products. It's not going to hurt us the way a severe peanut allergy will.
For sure.
But it's still like, it still shouldn't be such a big deal, and to have this moment to be a little creative. And especially if you're a chef at an upscale restaurant, like you've been through the ranks, and you should be able to, off the top of your head, come up with something impressive and wonderful, or even just a plate of vegetables and be like, all these different colors, I'm going to throw them together. That'll look great. And they'll be
with
happy.
Some of that bread basket. I'm good.
Yeah.
Right. It's like,
come on.
I know. So I'm glad I called. I had a nice conversation with the general manager, and, now I have a nice gift card, because they sent me a gift card. I'm like, okay, well, I'm not going back until you assure me that the menu has improved.
Right. Yeah. Very smart.
But it was a nice gesture.
Yeah, for sure. And that, I think, is important too. People, especially I think new vegans, they get nervous because it's hard, especially if you're the only vegan, to be like, I'm vegan and I need to change this, or I want that instead. And then if you feel the pressure from the people you're at the table with, in addition to the people, your server, or, the cook, if you happen to talk to the cook or the chef, if you're feeling all that pressure, it can really discourage you. But it's so important that these restaurants understand that there's a need for things other than a slab of animal flesh, a tiny scoop of mashed potatoes, and 3 asparagus on a plate. You know, there's really
All
a
of which are
need.
smothered in more animal products.
Right, of course.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, speak up and, talk to when you have a bad experience. I think it's important to call like you did. Like I know some people will post about it on social media and
Right.
like, let's
Right.
have a conversation first. And also, if you go to a place and something is amazing and they've gone out of their way,
Mm-hmm.
call and let them know I
Yeah.
had an amazing experience at your restaurant, because then it encourages them to keep doing that and to keep those kinds of things on the menu. And then go ahead and post about that good experience on
Right.
social media.
And there has been, I have a love-hate relationship with social media, but like so many others.
Hmm.
But there are that's where it helps. You find these like vegan Boston, vegan, wherever, vegan New Hampshire, and I can go on these sites and find like, where can I go
Yeah.
that even my son, like my first year being, I guess it must have been it must have been last year. It feels like a lifetime ago. Well, 2020, um, Mother's Day. He had gotten his license. Really? I don't remember. Maybe whatever it was. He wanted to take me out for
Aw.
whatever the celebration was, however it timed with his license. And so he went online and he researched like, where can she eat? Like, where can she
Hmm.
get a vegan meal? And oh no, I drove. He didn't have his license. He navigated. That's what it was. He
Okay.
looked up.
Aw.
So he's like, I'm going to give you directions when you drive. So it was Mother's Day 2020. And he's like, turn right, turn left. I'm like, oh my God, I'm trusting you. And it was just really great. Like he found this Indian restaurant that, again, I didn't have to um advocate so much for
Hmm.
myself. It was just like, hey, what on the menu is vegan?
Right.
Because I can't say vegetarian because they do a lot with the yogurt but
Yeah.
and the guy was so good. I mean, he's like, okay, numbers 1 through 8 are over here.
Hmm.
And it was just oh. And I it was either a website or my son went on some, said like, oh, there's reviews on this Facebook group that said this Indian place was really good. Awesome. Awesome. Thank
Yeah.
you. And, thanks to the people who were kind enough to post about that before
Hmm.
me. So,
Yeah. So we've kind of weaved in kind of the work that you do throughout the
yes,
whole conversation. So why don't you tell us a little bit about your business, your coaching, like what you're up to?
thank you.
Yeah.
I would love to. Yeah. So it's a new adventure for me. I am a certified empowerment coach and breathwork facilitator. And so I work with people. I haven't found the population, this very, the small specific population that lights me up, because so far everyone I've worked with has been really awesome to work with, and they're from all walks of life. So good or bad, I'm not super niche down,
Yep. Got to
but
niche down.
I know, because that's what the experts say.
Yep.
But it's hard because I say I really I want to work with people who want to do the work. And so it has to be someone who, I've had people come to me and say, oh, will you work with my sister? I don't know. Does your sister want support?
Right.
You can't buy a package like this for your sister. This is not a sweater. This is a journey. Does
Yeah.
she want to do this? I hope you wouldn't buy me some backpacking trip if you didn't run and buy me first, because that might
Right.
not be my jam. So I work with people who want to figure out what's getting in their way so that they can find something better. So whether it's feeling overwhelmed or stuck on a hamster wheel or short fuse, kind of lost in the it could be a middle-aged thing of like, who am I? What am I? I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. Everything's so routine. I've lost my identity or my vision. So kind of reclaiming that, or it could be something more profound. I am working with a client now who has experienced serious trauma over the span of her life. 40 some odd years of different forms of abuse and different painful relationships and abandonment and all kinds of things like that. And then chronic disease. And so she's in a rough space, but she wants to feel better. And so she's like, tell me the work. What can I do? And so she's all in. Like when I say, hey, are you game to do this, meditation? Yeah, bring it.
Yeah.
Are you open to doing some journaling? Definitely. What are the prompts? So it's got to be someone who's ready to do the work, because I'm not a quick fix. I am not any fix. You're the fix. I love telling people you're the problem and you're the solution. Sometimes, or so often, it's the simplest tweak. Like I love the words choice and permission, because a lot of times people don't realize that there's so much choice, even just in a reaction.
Yeah.
You might not have a choice about going to work tomorrow, but you do choose the energy that you go to work in.
Yeah.
If you stub your toe first thing in the morning, on the nightstand, you choose whether that is going to be the start of a rotten day.
Right.
And so we, just seeing how we attract what we put out there.
Yeah.
And again, I'll never, I can't rain down money for you. I can't, I had a friend say to me, a cynical friend, like, well, why would I hire a coach? I'm a successful 50-year-old man. And I said, okay, can you complete this sentence? I wish I had more. And so he said, yeah, money. And I said, okay, I'm not going to deliver bags of cash to your porch, but I can work with you on maybe some mindset. Again, I'm not like I don't stay in the mind, but using embodiment work. And for people who don't know what that means, it's like getting out of the thought and the ego and the busy brain, and really feeling like, do you have some beliefs you're carrying around about your worth? Or I had someone close to me say it was a really big moment for the person, because they're like, holy cow, I think like they kind of figured out not how to move forward with it, but the epiphany thought of, I don't think I deserve or get to be a millionaire because I didn't go to college. So yeah, if you're walking around with that belief that's like burning a hole in your soul, that's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
You're not attracting money when, there's a hole in the bucket.
No, you're pushing it away.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, great. But if we can get to that point of like, where's the block? What's the belief that you're walking around with? And then, is that, you can change the belief.
Yeah.
Again, it's work. Like I do embodiment work, breath work. It's work.
Yeah.
It's not rainbows and unicorns and like, let's just sit around and eat vegan cookies. It's,
you can do that too, right?
in addition, yes, we also have to, and I just was telling a client the other day, I'm like, listen, I'm not trying to make you cry. I'm not trying to bring up something really painful, but I see you really trying to stay on the surface. And this is not a Freudian couch where I'm trying to like dig into your, parental wounds that way. But it's like, okay, if we go back into that painful relationship with your dad, what stands out? And this client said to me, I remember my dad telling me I looked ugly in that dress.
Mm.
It was dirty or something, and it was, go change. That doesn't look nice enough for church or for the birthday party. Go change. The way he said it, the energy he said it in, the commandeering tone, and she took that as I'm not good enough, I'm ugly.
Mm-hmm.
I'll never, no one will ever think I'm pretty. I'll never find it spiraled for years and years and manifested in different areas of her life. And so it's like, okay, I'm not trying to make you sad thinking about the mean thing your dad said to you. But if we can find that as like, not patient zero, like moment zero, like, okay, that's where all things sparked from. Great. We just got so much information.
Right.
It's not about like opening up deep wounds and just sitting in the sadness. I'm not going to open up your wound and then walk away. It's okay. Let's work with that now. Like, okay, what would we get to rewrite things and redirect? And, and again, it's this like choice. Do we want to bring in compassion? I haven't yet figured out how to bring in the vegan thing. Like, oh, well, if you went vegan, then your whole aura might be more compassionate, but in time.
Yeah. Definitely. And the breath work, I mentioned this to you when we first talked. I did a breathwork session. It was like a group session. We were on Zoom, and the breathwork facilitator led us through these like series of like 3 breaths, like in,
right.
then into the chest, and then into the belly, and then a sigh out, right? And she was like, this is going to get hard. Just listen to the music, keep doing the breath, and don't stop. And at first people were like, how long will this be? And she was like, I'm not telling you, because you'll be in your head. And so we started doing it, and I could not believe how my body started to feel. I felt things in my body I'd never felt before. And then I started to feel almost like a release, and I wound up sobbing for like an hour afterwards. But so not to scare everyone listening.
Right.
But what came after that was so eye-opening. Yeah. And there was so much to work with. It was amazing. Yeah.
It's crazy, as at least Western world, first world busybodies. We're so disconnected from our bodies. I mean, I love to ask people, like, have you ever like worked through lunch? Have you ever like had to pee and then held it, and then it kind of goes away, or just these basic like physical sensations? We swipe dismiss on so many sensations, so that it's just common practice to do that with emotions. And especially when we have so many exciting options for numbing out, like so many choices. I mean, like way more than years ago, when you actually had to go to a casino to gamble. Now you can do it on your phone. You had to go to a store to shop. Now you can do it on your phone. Like the access that we have to numbing out is extraordinary.
Yeah.
And so we do that. And we're all A+ star students with respect to numbing out. And again, when I say, like, have you worked through lunch? And then you realize it's 4:00 and you're famished. Yet your body told you to eat something 4 hours ago. You didn't listen. And so when your body told you, I'm sad, let's work through this, you didn't listen. You pushed it down, you buried it, you put all kinds of thoughts, ideas, to-do lists on top of it. It's still there. And, for those people who numb out with food and alcohol in particular, you're left with a physical and an emotional response after, or like repercussion,
Yeah.
because you're now physically ill or
Mm-hmm.
hungover, and that emotional problem is still there.
Yep.
And so now you've piled on guilt and shame and procrastination and all these other
Mm-hmm.
wonderful emotions, really high vibe emotions.
Yeah.
And so it's like, okay, it's and so the space of breath work is amazing because it's not, as you know, conversational.
Right.
So for people who are, therapy averse, I don't want to talk to anyone, I don't want to share my stuff with anyone. I have clients, I don't know anything about them.
Hmm.
I often don't even know their last name,
Oh,
because you
wow.
could, if you choose to go into my booking link and you want to be Kimberly W, and you input your credit card, I don't know. And then you come on Zoom as Kimberly W. I don't have to know anything personal about you if you don't feel comfortable sharing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I try to make my container as open and safe and comforting as possible. But for someone who is traumatized or, has been burned in the past, I'm
Yeah.
not trying to open that door. So just
Right.
come in and breathe it out. I'm just going to give you the space. I'm going to watch you and guide you, and you do your process.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't need to know what you're sobbing about.
Yeah.
I'll encourage you to maybe journal about it, or, keep that healing process going in a way that's, again, supportive for you and not triggering, not
Mm-hmm.
re-traumatizing. But it's kind of fun that way, that like, I don't have to know you don't have to tell me anything.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to know what you're going through.
That's really powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of awesome. And it is, like, to have someone say afterwards your response, and full disclaimer, not everyone has a full transformative experience and a breakthrough and epiphany. It could just be a sense of calm, or just a
Mm-hmm.
space to do nothing, have a
Yeah.
nothingness, because again, we don't
Yeah. We
usually
don't do
allow
that enough.
ourselves. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
And maybe it'll just help you sleep better. Maybe it'll just
Yeah.
reduce stress, improve digestion. Like, there's other kind of health benefits if that's your
Yeah.
angle. But yeah, it's just like, I want to say nothing bad can happen, but on the journey to healing, it's a great path to take.
I feel that way about Reiki. When
Mm.
I've done Reiki, and some of the feedback I get is just, I feel really relaxed. Thank you. I feel so calm. And then other people are like, oh, I got this message, and now I have like this motivation or this feeling, and I'm going to do this or change that. And it's really beautiful how people they take from it what they need,
Yeah.
and they can move forward. And like you said, whether it's just, now you're going to sleep better tonight, or maybe your
Right.
stomach won't hurt so much because you're not as anxious.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have to have a big
Right.
moment every
Right.
time you do one of these things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I had one session where I was the breather, and afterwards I was walking my dog in the woods. I've never taken psychedelics, but I felt like maybe I had. I
Hmm.
was seeing the tree, not come alive, but it's like I saw brighter colors. I saw more intricate texture to bark and leaves. And it was just that experience of being in a very familiar place, but with fresh eyes.
Yeah.
I did it like an Instagram reel on, just, I felt like I had fresh eyes. And that was just super cool, because now as I'm walking around and oh, look at that. And oh, I didn't never notice that tree over there. And now there's this sense of appreciation that's coming over me. It's like I was bathing in gratitude and abundance. And so I was open to receiving all these other emotions, all these other sensations as a result of that experience. So again, it's not like I had some download of, now I know what program to create.
Yeah.
Now I know my niche down. Now I have the answer.
Right.
No, I still had all the same tangible problems, whether like that cracked window or my broken air conditioning or, like that all still exists.
Yeah.
And I can still look out into the world and see beautiful things.
Oh, so powerful. Good stuff. What important work you're doing, Jenny.
Thank
really.
You. And you.
Yeah. Thank you.
And it brought us together.
It did. So awesome. I'm so glad.
The magic of the universe. It's so crazy because, it was the not just information seeking part of me, but the support seeking that led me to listen to the podcast where I first heard you speak. Not your podcast, but where you were interviewed.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, I got to follow her. And if I didn't, and whatever message you were speaking about in that interview, because I had a whole lot of episodes to choose from. And I think it probably said like vegan coach or vegan,
I think so. Yeah.
Like, all right. I'm going to listen to the vegan.
And I think it was about me finding my people.
Yes. Yeah. Because
we were like, both looking for the same thing.
Yeah. And to listen to that process of like, well, what feels right for you? Like, what's the passion? I'm like, oh, yeah, I love this. Yeah.
Yeah. So good. I love it. Well, I have one more question for you, Jenny.
Yes.
What could this possibly be?
Right.
How do you enjoy hummus?
Okay. So I'm so excited about this because since we last spoke, I found something new.
Ooh, yay.
Okay. So, I love it a million different ways. I love a straight up traditional or, garlic with Stacy's pita chips, like can't go wrong. But I just discovered, I had mentioned to you that my local supermarket chain, shout out to Hannaford, they have an amazing store brand, Taste of Inspirations. And their Taste of Inspirations regular, I guess I told you, like it has sesame seeds on top and it's really pretty, but they have a new one that I just got last week. It is Thai coconut curry.
Oh hummus. My gosh. Yes, please.
I'm like, I don't even know what to eat this with besides
everything.
My finger.
Yeah.
Because it was so complex. So I think I just kept it as like baby carrots because I didn't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
Like tortilla chips, too much. It wasn't the right, but it was so interesting.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. That sounds so good. Oh, what kind of sandwich could you spread that on?
I mean, I suppose you could like grilled vegetables. Any kind of like if you were basic on however you season vegetable, maybe just salt and pepper kind of thing.
Right. Yeah.
But I'm thinking like, sliced eggplant or
some zucchini. And,
almost like kebabs maybe.
Oh yeah.
Like if you did, the chunks of red onion and mushroom and zucchini. And then
that's a good idea.
Pieces. Yeah. And if you can't if your store doesn't carry something like that, I would think you could maybe take regular hummus. If you don't feel like starting totally from scratch,
right.
I would think regular in a bowl with some of that other stuff like coconut, the desiccated, is that desiccated?
Yeah.
The super fine like that, maybe a little lime juice.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Some Thai chilies.
Yeah. To get that, Thai vibe.
Thai basil.
Right. Yeah. It's super good. I was so excited when I saw that. I was like, I cannot wait to tell Kimberly about this.
Well, I'm going to keep thinking about what else you can pair this hummus with, and I'll send you a message to figure it out.
I know. Shout out to Taste of Inspirations.
Yeah. So good.
Yeah,
I would never have thought to make that a hummus.
Right.
Yeah.
When I brought that home, I said to my husband, I'm like, okay, don't roll your eyes. Like, if you have no interest, it's just for me. I will eat all of this. He was like, that's really interesting. And I mean, he was definitely like, this is very complex. This is not to go with everything.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And of course, he's probably thinking this would be great on chicken, but
nope.
Right. Right. Not allowed.
This is vegetable only hummus.
Yeah. I love the idea of like a roasted vegetable ciabatta vibe.
Yeah.
Panini kind of.
I'm gonna keep thinking about it. The wheels are turning. Nothing's come up yet, but
yeah. So much possibility.
Oh yeah. Oh, so great. Jenny, thank you so much. It's been so wonderful to have you.
Oh, this is such a pleasure.
Great conversation. Thank you, Jenny.
Thanks, Kimberly.